Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3, testing. All right. No one here, that's fine. Gives me some relaxing time to analyze the charts. I've been ill for a good part of a weekend. Before that, I was away. So, my streams have been limited, which sucks really, because you kind of need to. I kind of need to look at the charts, otherwise I haven't got a clue what's going on. That being said, I'm here. It's Monday morning still, 11:30 a.m. UK time. I do update on Discord. It's just thoughts. It's nothing more than that. But the real kind of the deep analysis comes when you have a real look at the charts. And so today, I really want to have a look at obviously Bitcoin. Bitcoin's important, like the most important. I'm going to have a look at the monthly close ideas, possibilities. I'm going to do an update on SLERF. I haven't looked at SLERF in a while. And then I'm going to have a look at the Solana, the Tongue coin, and Athena, ENA. And then obviously I'll probably have a look at some other things as well. ETH BTC, I'll always look at, and then some other things. Whatever takes my fancy, whatever people want. If anyone joins me, let me just make sure my link has been shared, because sometimes I do this, sometimes I don't share by accident. There we go. No, I've shared. That's fine. Perfect. All right, we can start now. If you're joining me later, watching the stream later, well, thanks for joining me. If you like the stream, then just give me a thumbs up, give me a like. That'll be appreciated. If you catch this, I'm trying to build on YouTube. Still haven't got to 1,000. Need a bull market for that. We're experiencing a fucking shit market. No bull market, shit market. You notice my my blue hat is gone. I still have it. No longer wearing my blue hat. I'm wearing this pink MAGA hat. Can't go wrong with pink MAGA. Pink MAGA. I like to wear a hat, otherwise I just feel lost. But yeah, I need to get another hat. I need to get my own hat. I need to get my own Japanese Candlestick Theory hat. All right, let's just go to Bitcoin actually. Probably better to just have a look at Bitcoin first, see what's going on. Just get rid of this indicator that I use. Just have a look what's going on. Well, we had a weekly close. I think the weekly close is pretty good. It cleared the liquidity from highs and lows. Closed green. Closed above halfway of the previous weekly body. It's pretty strong close. Created a fresh new weekly level. We've gone down, which it can go up and go down. There's only two choices. Sometimes I think if it's the market strong, it goes up first. The market isn't as strong as I maybe anticipated, so it went down first. Monday Asia seems to be the way to sell off on the Monday. So the last time Asia Monday, when was Asia Monday? It was here. Asia Monday. When was Asia Monday up? Sunday, Monday, that was a big crash and then bounce. Asia likes to sell off on a Monday, so it's just good to note going forwards that if you're in positions on the Sunday night and you're in profit, then it might be worth taking your profit, because Asia Monday likes to sell off, likes to just dump the market first, and then we have to see what happens with New York. And New York is really the decider of what happens, really. New York, no one really cares about Asia. New York is what sets the motion for the rest of the month, week, for the rest of the market. So really, all eyes are on New York. No one really cares about Asia so much. But it is good to know that if you're in a position on a Sunday night, then it might be worth kind of scaling back or hedging or something, because Asia Monday loves to sell, loves to dump the market. That's the kind of price action that we've been experiencing recently. So it's something good to bear in mind. Yeah, don't get caught on an Asian Monday, which is starting to sell. You can make good money if you take a short, but that's kind of the way it goes at the moment. Don't hold on to those because it's probably just kind of a liquidity sweep. The other thing that was quite interesting was that I've noticed on my X feed that some people have posted some stuff about Binance selling. I saw it earlier. Let me see if I can quickly find it. Probably not, because I can never find stuff when I want to find stuff. But I did post it in Discord, so I will find it. Yeah. Breaking! Binance has also been selling large amounts of Solana in the last few hours. First ETH and then Sol. So that's quite interesting, isn't it? Solana's dumping Solana. Sorry, Binance is dumping Solana. They were dumping ETH, now they're dumping Solana. What does that mean? Does that mean they're bearish? No, they're just fucking, they're in their exchange trying to make money. Huh? That's all it is, really, I think. I don't think there's anything interesting about that, except that they're trying to liquidate leveraged positions. That's what they do. That's how they make their money. They'll probably just buy back in. Huh? It's not really a big deal, is it? These larger exchanges are unscrupulous characters. They're not your friends, they're your foes. Centralized exchanges are your foes. That is partly reason why I had no sympathy for Bybit. And even though I actually do respect Ben Zhao's proactivity in the way he handled the situation, I have no respect for Bybit. Even though I use Bybit, I have no respect for them or any of the other exchanges, because they're in it to fuck you. Literally, they're in it to fuck you. They're in it to make as much money as possible. They don't give a shit about anyone. So I saw him whining, and I actually posted, you might agree or disagree, whatever, doesn't really matter. You know, we can agree to disagree. But I saw that he posted yesterday, at this point, he's whining, Ben Zhao. At this point, it is really not about Bybit or any entity. It's about our general approach towards hackers as an industry. Really hope that exchange, whatever, can reconsider and help us by blocking funds outflowing from them. We are also getting help from Interpol and international regulatory bodies. Blocking these funds is not just helping Bybit. And then he's quoting this intercepted email. And the email is basically a response from Exchange, Instant Exchange. And they respond to Bybit's email. Hi, Exchange. This is Bybit Risk Team. As you may know, we have recently experienced an attack. We are now trying our best to track and freeze the stolen funds by observing the previous money laundering pattern of the attacker. It is very likely that they may be using your platform to funnel the stolen funds. We would greatly appreciate it if Exchange can perhaps freeze the funds if they ever deposit to your platform, attackers' addresses. And then they did respond, hello there. Given the direct attacks on our reputation, of the reputation of our exchange by Bybit over the past year, it is difficult for us to understand the expectation of collaboration at this time. Specifically, we have noted the deposits from exchange addresses have been labeled as high risk, resulting in freezing of these funds and causing significant distress among our users. Despite our efforts to communicate these issues to your team, we have not received any responses. They don't say no, they just says, in light of these circumstances, we would appreciate a clear explanation as to why we should consider providing assistance to an organization that has actively undermined our reputation. I don't think it was a bad email, to be honest with you. In response, at least they responded. And I think Ben Zhao is childish, and definitely not diplomatic, especially when his fucking money got hacked. And, you know, I made a comment here. You're wrong to expect people to help you if you have previously taken a harsh approach against them. at the least apologize for the past and promise them that on the basis of their help, you're willing to reset the relationship. Otherwise, there's no win for them. It's really important to give people a win, huh? When you're trying to negotiate. You can't just expect them to help just because it was a hack. Especially when you haven't even responded to their emails or their requests. You know, it's really bad behavior from Bybit. And it's also bad expectation from Bybit now that they need help, that they expect it. So I'm not really a fan of these big exchanges, even though I use them. Even though I actually respect Bybit's response to the hack, because they could have crashed the market. They could have done all kinds of bad things, which would have caused more uncertainty. They didn't. They did actually respond very well. That being said, I don't like his approach, and okay, I wrote that. A lot of people attacked me for that, but I mean, I got a lot of likes as well. And ultimately, people have to realize that if you want something, you have to give something. You know, you can't just, nothing is for free. You can't just expect people to help. And if you're not willing to help them, then why should you expect people to help you? Anyway, that's just a kind of a side note, like a more kind of a thought for the day. This is my opinion. You can agree to disagree. I think it would be very easy for them to just apologize and try to reset the relationship on the basis of this hack, but they haven't gone down that path. Maybe they are, maybe they will. But I mean, to kind of, it's a bit of a threat to say that we're bringing Interpol into play. Anyway, I don't like that. So what are we seeing here on Bitcoin? Well, it looks bearish. It looks very bearish. There is a little bit of a kind of a triangle forming, isn't it? Tightening triangle. These kinds of triangles can break either way, up or down. There's no reason to think that it's going to break up, to break down. But that's kind of where we're at now, isn't it? It looks like a little bit of a triangle. I'm going to draw that better. And at the same time, I'm going to just update the volume, because I always do that. I'm just live analyzing now. I'm just updating my charts live. So if you're not interested, then don't watch. You can do it yourself as well. You know, so it's nothing new. Yeah, point of control has moved down slightly. There we are. Not real big changes in the volume. Let's get rid of those brush strokes. We have a little range volume here as well. We'll have a look at that. So let's just kind of zoom in on this this little triangle here. It's not too bad actually. It's not too bad though. So that's that one. Which point do you take? Well, I usually take the outer points, the furthest away. It's actually a more in my mind, it's a little bit more bullish than bearish, just because it's kind of sloping down a little bit more. But these kinds of triangle type situations, you're kind of looking to catch the lows. We're right in the middle at the moment, aren't we? Is there anything else on the charts that gives us some? There's some single prints there. Time frame levels. What's that? Well, we've already hit the daily level. See that? Hit the daily level again. Taking the liquidity from previous day low. So that's not bad. All right. Kind of stuck, aren't we? We're a little bit stuck. Bitcoin's a bit stuck, which generally is good for altcoins when Bitcoin is stuck, but only if it's bullish. And I think the market right now is unsure. We're not sure. We're not sure if this is bullish or bearish. We're just kind of stuck in this. It's like a wedge, isn't it? It's like a cheese wedge. You could argue it's slightly more bullish because we've kind of put in a higher low here, but you know, you could always go down. You know, you could always go down, and you could always go down. You can always go down. Yeah, you can always go down. You can always go down. You can always go up. No one really knows what's going to happen. A lot of people think they know. No one really knows. A lot of people think this is going to 73. I've seen that. Maybe, you know, maybe. So I've been following this guy, Miles. Is it Miles? Mile. Is it Mile or Miles? Let me see if I saved it. Don't always save things, but sometimes I do. Oh, I definitely saved them. Miles. I see him pop up a lot. That's why. Oh, there it is. Miles with a Y. Miles. He's got his own methods. I saw him yesterday post, or today even, 6 hours ago, posting 77,777, and he's calling for ETH to go down to 1,500 soon. Please advise. So, food for thought. You can't ignore these people because they're traders. Huh? These people are traders. They trade. This Miles G Investments is a spot trader, but they have a method, they have a system, and you can't ignore them. It's good to kind of take. Doesn't mean it's going down. It's just food for thought. 777. He wants it to go down all the way down to here to fill this gap here. He basically wants it to go all the way down to somewhere around here. That would bring ETH down to his targets if that was to happen. Yeah, I think it could happen. It could happen, but also at the same time, it doesn't have to happen tomorrow or next week or next month. Yeah, it could happen in the future, but no one really knows when and how it will happen. I think I am expecting to go down to, I don't know if I'm expecting to go down now. I think it'll be too easy for it to go down now. That's the thing. That's the thing I was thinking. It's like so many people are in shorts right now. So many people have hedged. So much liquidity up here which hasn't been taken, which is piling on. It'd be too easy for it to go down. It'd be very easy for all these people who've shorted. It'd be a massive payday for them, but it'll be a bit too easy. You're clearing the gaps, you're clearing out leverage longs, but you know, these shorts have to take profit as well. And I don't know how easy it's going to be for the price to just drop like that, because it does require longs to close at market. And there is spot buying here by institutions and large players like MicroStrategy, Michael Saylor and Co. I don't know how easy. I don't necessarily think we're going to go down the easiest route. Yeah. So even though there are some people calling for lower, I'm still not in that mindset at the moment, because I mean, we have lost the point of control clearly. So that has to be reclaimed. That's going to be your first indication of strength in this context. And so we are seeing a little bit of weakness here. It's obvious, isn't it? And we had a really bearish candle on Friday, this 12-hour candle, really bearish engulfing candle, which we're obviously seeing a little bit of follow through in terms of the momentum. But it's still struggling. We've been struggling to go down. Yeah, you can see that in the wicks. And there is some kind of rounding here as well. So I don't necessarily think it's going to be that easy for all these people who are calling for lower. We may go down. So a lot of people are selling. They may get caught out because the price could easily pop, and then drop. Could easily do that. Just to do what this Miles wants, which is a drop down to wherever he wants. Okay. I think that's more likely than just going down. I think going up before going down makes more sense to me. But, you know, I don't control this, and the market makers and the rest of the market can do what they want. So I'm still not necessarily in that mindset. I will become more and more, I'll get more and more into that mindset the minute we lose the range value area low and this what seems to be an upward, the bottom of this trend line, this bottom of this triangle. So if we do suddenly start seeing the price, if we start losing some key levels, like maybe somewhere around 93.5, maybe 90k. 90k is much lower, huh? It's about 90k. 93.5 is somewhere around there. Start losing there, that'll be quite weak. We bounce and we just can't get up. Then I'll be thinking, yeah, we're probably looking to go down. If we don't get a strong bounce, if we don't get a strong reaction, big liquidation followed by a strong reaction, then I'll be thinking probably down. Okay. But at the moment I'm not thinking like that, even though I know it could go down at any point in time. Just to capture liquidity, put in like a higher low or something, and then it will require, as time passes, it's going to require strength to get up, because we've got this kind of sloped trend line which we've hit 3 times now. The next time, much weaker, huh? We want to hit it again, 4th time, 5th time, much weaker. It'll still resist, but it will be much weaker, and then it will depend on how strong the strength is to push it through. So we have to see what happens with it. No one's 100% about what's going to happen. The momentum is slowly fading as well, and that's something else that's quite interesting. So slowly the momentum is fading. You know, if the bears wanted to push the price down, they could have done it so many times. Because the momentum was initially to the downside, and now the momentum is slowly kind of waning, flattening on some of these medium time frames. Quite flat momentum now. They're playing out, the momentum is playing out, but it's not, we're not really getting the crazy push yet. The price is stuck. You can see the price is stuck underneath these kind of moving averages, so that is considered bearish. It's not bullish for that to happen. And if you get continuation of that idea, and then the price just can't get up, then you could actually drop. Yeah, you just have to see how the market reacts to that. But when you look at these medium time frame moving averages, they're all pretty flat now. Lower time frame, they're all flat. So the momentum is actually quite flat. You've got this daily Bollinger Band midpoint, which is the 20 moving average, simple moving average. I think we've played out the 20 moving average now. We've kind of rubbered down. We're underneath it still, so it is still bearish in that sense. We've hit the 50 moving average, resisted. But we have got these kind of slightly higher time frame moving averages steamrolling to the upside, and that's going to have an impact. 2 day, that's a 2 day candle chart. 3 days, so 3 day, you've got this 50 simple moving average, and I'm looking at the 50 here, 40, you can look at 40, 35, whatever, EMAs, whatever. You can see that slightly higher time frame, the moving averages are still kind of steamrolling to the upside. When you look at the weekly moving average, this weekly midpoint, this weekly 20 moving average, and the midpoint of the Bollinger Band, this 20 moving average, if you were to put the Bollinger Band in, you see it's the same line, the midpoint. Haven't even hit it yet, and I'd like to think that's actually going to push the price up, especially since we haven't come to it in an aggressive manner. We've kind of gently come to it, and it's coming up really fast. So I am inclined to think that it will probably, I mean, I'm talking about balance of probabilities. Never 100%, but I am imagining that this will probably somehow push the price up, just to break up, to kind of clear the liquidity from those highs, break up, get people bullish. And then if that wanes, that's it. Then the next time it's not there anymore, is it? And then you have your kind of big gap drop to these lower levels that the guy Miles was talking about, 77, 777, whatever. I think that's more likely to play out than any other scenario at the moment. But I think the momentum on every time frame, higher time frame, is extremely bullish, and we just need time now. So the longer it takes for the price to kind of be here in this area, in this kind of area, whatever, the more bullish this becomes, because you've got these higher time frames, these monthly moving averages, which are starting to push up, and they're gonna have a much more significant impact on the movement of the price than all of those lower time frame moving averages. The lower time frame moving averages are going to get flinged along, going to be slapped along by these higher time frame moving averages. Yeah. Now, I don't trade moving averages, but I do like to look at them to see where the momentum's at, and that can help with not jumping in too early, or kind of just sticking with the trend, and not kind of going counter trending. So nothing really to report, is there? It's like Bitcoin is stuck, Bitcoin is range bound. Sometimes when the US markets open, the S&P 500 will gap, the Russell 2000 will gap, or whatever. So you'll get these kind of initial New York session pumpy dumpy moves, and then the gap fills, and then you get the reverse movement, and then the session will take the price of the stocks in the direction it wants to go, and that has an impact on Bitcoin and the rest of the markets. And that's kind of where the movement's at the moment right now. But look, we're kind of range bound. We're in the lower part of the range. So ideally what we want to see is for this Bitcoin, for strength, we want to see this to kind of just get back up above these kind of local range point of control, the range point of control. If we find strength there, then you're going to start getting a little bit of bullishness, probably another push up to attack that trend line very, very aggressively. Could reject again, could fake out. No, fake out wouldn't surprise me. Shake out, fake out, shake out, you know, you can go all the way right back down, another shake out. Then we want to actually get out there if we want to go up. So it's going to be volatile, huh? It's not going to be straight and easy. Volatility is terrible for the altcoin market, for the rest of the market. It's good for Bitcoin, but it hurts the altcoins, because generally speaking, when Bitcoin is so volatile, altcoins will generally bleed because of the uncertainty. Volatility on Bitcoin is uncertainty across the rest of the market. So it's just food for thought. There's nothing really to say apart from this is the kind of range. This is the triangle, and right now you're at the lower part, so you'd be thinking about longing. And then when it goes up, you'd be thinking about taking profit, maybe shorting, take it right back down. It's basically how it's being played out right now. Actually, we've been stuck in this range. Take profit the highs, short the highs, take profit the lows, long the lows. And that's what's been going on ever since we put this range in. It's been at the highs here once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, maybe 5, maybe 6 times. The lows maybe once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, 6 times. Now this is the 7th time. That's really what's going on right now with Bitcoin, really. And I actually think this is quite bullish, just because we had such a crazy drop 2 weeks ago on Monday. was it Monday? Yeah. 2 weeks ago. Was it 2 weeks ago? 3 weeks ago now. And if the bears were truly in control, then it would be like that. If it was bear market season, bear season, then we'd be going down. There's no way that we'd be going sideways for such a long time. Yeah, because of the momentum. So I don't actually think this is bearish, but it is what it is. It's a range bound price action. We're at the bottom of the range, so you'll be looking for longs, not shorts. You'll be looking to short this, you'll be looking to long this. If you're not shorting, then you're looking to long, and then you're looking to take profit. You're not looking for a breakout. Could get a breakout, but you're not looking for it. Anyway, that's kind of Bitcoin in a nutshell. Again, I talked about a Wyckoff distribution in the past. Let me have a look at it again. I looked at 2 schematics in the past. We just kind of grouped that up together. Triangle. Put that fixed range in it. Get rid of volume here. These are the 2 schematics that we're looking at. Let's have a look at them again. Sign of weakness in phase B, UT, and we kind of here. That's what it looks like still. Huh? It doesn't look very different to the Wyckoff schematic, does it? It looks very. It still looks Wyckoff schematic-y. Whether it's 1 or 2 depends on this UTAD test or this LPSY. This UT test would mean that this, if you get a breakout, you're going to take the all-time high. If it's not, if you can't take the all-time high, then you're just coming up here to put some volume up there before you drop. But either way, it's still looking like a Wyckoff schematic, doesn't it? It still looks like it. So there's no changes in my original idea from a few weeks ago when I talked about this Wyckoff schematic. Now, I was hoping that we would kind of have a bit more of a uppy up. Never get what you want. But it still does look like it. Huh? It still looks very familiar to these schematics, doesn't it? Now, in in Discord, I saw on X someone posted a different variation of the Wyckoff distribution. Slightly different timings on the Wyckoff distribution. It's miles again. So let me just kind of have a look at that. He posted that on the 15th. I've been talking about this longer than this guy, obviously. This is what he thinks. Let's have a look at it. Let me copy that. And let me kind of pull it into... So he's saying we've already had the UT test, which is that. Food for thought, huh? So I've put that as BC, he's put that as UT. I'm not convinced by his idea just because I can't see the sign of weakness. in phase B. He hasn't marked it out. And then when you do get it, is a big gap, because you go from sign of weakness to UT, not sign of weakness to UT test. So there's a slight, I'm not convinced by, I mean, he's put this UT test in, I'm not 100% by his interpretation. It's an idea and you can't ignore it. Just because this sign of weakness in phase B clearly puts a low underneath this AR. So you have to identify the AR, which comes in phase A. So I'm assuming that's it there. So the next low taken is your sign of weakness. And sometimes you can make these things suit your narrative, suit your own narrative. But actually I prefer mine. I do prefer my drawings to his. I think the other thing is that this drop from UTAD test down to the sign of weakness here isn't sideways, it's down, it's down, it's down, and it's down, you know, because you finished. And here we're not seeing that. This isn't down and down and down. This is, for me, this is more like this, kind of the midpoint here. So I do disagree. I honestly disagree with his analysis. Not to discount it, and it might be why he's calling for lower. And so we'll find out. We'll find out who's right and who's wrong. I do prefer my drawings, but it's good to have a look at other people's drawings and their viewpoints. Like I said, I do kind of keep an eye on other people, just to kind of see what other people are saying, and it's food for thought. I'm actually prefer my drawings at the moment. But we'll know when it happens, because eventually we're going to break this triangle, aren't we? Eventually we're going to break this triangle. And we're going to break this range. Eventually it's going to happen. Usually when you're breaking, you go down first, but you never know. Shit happens in crypto. Just go up. Ideally you just want to go up. It could be a fake out, fake down to break up, you know. That's, I think that's always more likely than not. Fake out to the top side, fake out to the bottom side for a breakout to the top side. If we're going to go up, it'd be more like that. If you want to go down, just go down, for fuck's sake. Just what are you waiting for? This is the thing, like what are the bears waiting for? Just take the price down and shit on the show. And I think they've been struggling. I think the bears have been struggling here. And so that's why I'm kind of more inclined for a breakout to the upside. But it doesn't mean you can't get a fake out, fake down to break out. And I don't necessarily think the breakout is going to be crazy like that either. Fake out, fake down to break out. You know, you could be more like that. Something like that. I'd love to see an all-time high. I'd love to see a schematic one play out. Get everyone really bullish. Not really fussed, because then I will be expecting the price to crash to complete my Wyckoff schematic and to fill these gaps, and then we can begin our mega bull, the real bull season. All of this is shit. The price actions last year, apart from Bitcoin, which has been pumping, and some other coins, has been really shit. So a lot of coins have been given back by gains to Bitcoin. It's not pleasant for a lot of people, which is normal, huh? The market makers, the institutions, they just don't want people to make money. They're not interested in people making money. They just want to keep all the money to themselves. That's really what's going on. So keep an eye on this, on Bitcoin. And if anyone has any comments or any food for thought, feel free to come into my Discord. It's free. Come and chat with me and others. The link is below. Come and have a look and chat. Always chat. It's a lonely business, trading, and there's lots of big chat rooms where you can chat to lots of different random people. Don't chat to me for some reason. Can have a chat. It's a free, it's growing. I've got it's a new Discord there. I didn't even create it. Altcoin Dreaming made it for me. Appreciate that. And people can come and share their charts and whatever. We can have a look together. I've been a bit sick, so I've kind of been a little bit inactive, but I still chat. I like to chat. I don't like to not chat. I like to have a conversation. Even if we disagree, we can agree to disagree. You know, that's good. It's healthier. Let's have a look in the context of what I've been talking about here. Let's have a look at ETH BTC, because I think ETH BTC is absolutely critical for the mega alt season that we all hope and want. Now, I've done a various ETH BTC videos. I am looking for a scenario where this will play out, this kind of pattern, so to speak. I like patterns, I like candlesticks, I like them. And I do like to see them play out. I like to see the movement of candles play out. And usually it happens, usually history does like to repeat itself, usually. In crypto, especially when you're seeing certain things and you've seen it before, then it'll give you a little bit of an indication of what's to come. I think we're possibly here still. Let me have a look. So we had a weekly close. Let's have a look at the weekly close. This was here. We had a swing failure. Actually, it's quite interesting because on Grok, I went on Grok through yesterday and I created a script on Grok. You know, you can do that. It's really good. You can just tell Grok what you want, and it'll create Pine script, which you can create your own indicators out. So I created yesterday. I was like, let me do something constructive. I created my own indicator, and just based on what I like to, what I like to see for reversals, effectively, based on candlesticks. This is what I'm looking for here: swing failure followed by a bullish engulfing. That's what I'm looking for. The swing failure here is that little green arrow. Bullish engulfing is that little white arrow. You've got the first bottom here, you've got the second bottom here, and then you've got the mega bottom here. This is the mega bottom. Like a triple bottom here to get out of these lows. I've talked about these in my previous videos. This is on the weekly. This is on the weekly time frame. Let's have a look at it where we are now. So none of my indicators are flagging just yet. So the indicator that I wrote for me, it's not flagging quite yet, is it? I'm not getting the swing failure, not getting the bullish engulfing. But we had a really nice weekly close. It was a higher close, closed higher than the previous week there. Now we're going down for a test. So you look in this red, it's the first day, you look in, you're feeling bearish, but actually it's just the first day. Have to see how this plays out. We could be looking at something different, but I am looking at potentially a bottom here. There is a potential bottom to be had here. And then when you zoom in a little bit, this is the 3-day chart. You can see you've got the swing failure, and the bullish engulfing candle here on the 3-day. There's also a bullish engulfing there. Let me just kind of correspond that to that first bottom here. Here is just a bullish engulfing on the 3-day. That indicated the first bottom here. That was the first bottom. There was no swing failure, but you had a weekly swing failure. So I am looking for like a weekly swing failure, but short of that, I'm looking for something else, and maybe this is it. Maybe we're getting it here. Hi John, welcome. Do you like my MAGA hat? My pink MAGA hat? One last final push to the downside, in my opinion. It's possible. Huh? It's always possible. At the moment, just looking at the weekly time, let me just hide all this shit. ETH BTC has to bottom out. If you want all season, ETH BTC has to bottom out. There's no two ways about it. I'm not making this up. It's just a fact. Yeah, you have to accept it. You have to live with it and you have to accept it. If you want all season, we need a bottom here. Just like we had a bottom here. Yeah. And in my previous videos, I indicated that actually this was the entry here. There. That was your bottom. And so you can see we're very earlier. We're quite early. None of these were the bottoms. That was the bottom there. It was the third bottom. That was the actual bottom. When you want to compare it to USDT, the USDT chart. Effectively, you're looking at divergence where ETH BTC is stronger and the USDT chart is weaker. And once you see that, and you're looking for a pump for it to come back to a local golden pocket and find support there. That's your bottom. That's the bottom that we want. Now, everything that we're doing now is trying to catch the bottom early, trying to be smart. But really, when you're in profit, you try and take profit, because we'll see it. We'll see the bottom. When it happens, we'll see the bottom. There's going to be no rush, because I'm looking at the higher time frame. The momentum is strongly to the downside. We haven't even begun to turn the 20 moving weekly average. See that? And that's going to take some time. Look, it took some time to do that before we could turn it. And actually, you don't want to buy underneath. You want to buy on top when it comes back for a test. And even then, you still need to the price to react off the next moving average, the next big moving average, the next 50 simple. I use a simple 50 simple. Anyone can use any moving average. Some people use 60, some people use 48, whatever. It doesn't really matter, because they kind of all, when you're trending, they all kind of line up and they go in kind of some kind of parallel movement to the direction of the trends. It doesn't really matter which ones you use, as long as you're consistent with the ones that you use. We're quite early here. I'd have a lot more confidence if I saw a swing failure and I saw a bullish engulfing like this green and white arrow that indicates what I want to see, which is a red swing failure of the previous week and then a bullish engulfing. For me, that's a really strong reversal indicated by that. You see the price starts to pump after that until we get the reversal, which is the reversal is a green swing failure followed by a red bearish engulfing. You see, amazing. I created this indicator on Grok just by telling Grok this is what I wanted. Amazing. And even kind of even did all this for me. Amazing. Kind of visually helpful. It means I don't have to try and work it out. Although I could easily work it out, but not 100%. Nothing's ever 100% now. On the monthly time frame, so this is the thing. On the monthly time frame, it's not so obvious, because here you see on the monthly time frame, the bottom wasn't obvious at all, was it? It wasn't easy to see the bottom here. There was no kind of swing failure. There was a bullish engulfing. Maybe that's what we need to see, a monthly bullish engulfing. That was your bullish engulfing candle, that green candle there, indicated by that white arrow. That we had one there. That was the 1st of May 24. And then I don't know. Didn't bottom though. I'd like to see if and that bullish engulfing. Yeah, see ETH pumped, huh? Bullish engulfing, it pumped quite nicely, huh, in that month. So there is a correlation between ETH BTC pumping and ETH pumping, and when ETH pumps, crypto pumps too. And so when you're looking at these green candles, you see when you correlate it to ETH, you see that ETH does go up generally, not always, but most of the time. On the monthly time frame, you are looking for a bullish engulfing candle to set this off. And usually with these bullish engulfing candles, you do test. There is a test of where it began. And so once you see it, then you're looking for a test, and that test is your entry, and that should be the bottom. That's the monthly time frame again. So we are still a little bit early, I think. Look at a 2-week time frame. Yeah, no real indication, no real clues here. It's hard to see. All that I can see clearly is that the moving averages do have to turn. You can't just turn these, like, whatever happens, you need some kind of impulse, and you need the price to start finding support on top of these moving averages. You can't bottom out until we get the price turn these moving averages. Is really important, and on every time frame, it just has to happen. It's just something that has to happen. You can't just bottom out. We're not going to go to the moon. We're not going to get, there's no V-shaped recovery to be had here. That's bullshit. It's not going to, it doesn't work like that. The momentum's really strong to the downside, and so historically, when you're looking at ETH BTC, you can clearly see that unless the momentum is going up, that's the only time you can really get a V-shaped recovery is when the momentum is trending up, and then that's when you can get the V-shaped recovery. When you've got the momentum trending down, you don't get V-shaped recoveries. You have to turn and flatten the momentum, and that's going to take some time. It take multiple weeks, huh? It take multiple weeks. If we are at the beginning, if we are somewhere here, by the time we bottom out somewhere here, how many weeks did that take? This is 2-week candles, 16 times 32 weeks, huh? 32 weeks to turn this. So 32 weeks, 16 candles, huh? This is all the way into September. See that? September. So it's not going to be a straightforward process to turn this, to turn the momentum on ETH BTC. So just because Trump is buying, just because his son Donald Trump Jr. is Eric Jr., whatever, Eric Trump, whatever, they're all saying buy ETH, you're never going to regret it. Michael Saylor says buy BTC, you're never going to regret it. You've got to have a slightly higher time horizon in the way you approach the charts, and that's actually going to be a lot safer for most people, rather than just kind of looking at the hour-to-hour fluctuations and panicking. Like, look at this, oh my god, it's going to zero, panic. All right, let's have a look at ETH. So fucking Bybit cunts. They bought their ETH allocation over the weekend. I think they were just buying ETH. They were just pumping ETH. Why didn't they just wait for the dip? That would have been smarter for them to just wait for the dip rather than just pump it. Again, these market makers, they have no interest in helping the market, really. They only have vested interest in themselves. Just pump it over the weekend when the liquidity is relatively low. They were in like panic mode. We need to fill our bags. Could just wait for Monday and caught the decline. Again, look at the momentum. You know, you have to turn these momentum, this downward momentum has to turn. Yeah, you're never going to go up without being able to turn these momentum, these moving averages, at least flatten them out. Every single time you hit them, you're going to probably rubber back down. It's just going to play out like this until we can flatten out all of these and bottom out here. And you know, on every time frame you can see the momentum is now turning. And so if you look at the last time, this is the 3-day candle 3-day chart. You see the 3-day 20 moving average, the midpoint is here. Even if it went, even when it came above, look at that, it still dropped, huh? So we haven't even hit it yet. We hit it once there. That's like there. Even if this kind of trends down and we manage to get like that, we're still probably going to come back down though. So it's just the way the charts are playing out at the moment. That being said, there are a shit ton of ETH shorts that could get squeezed, and the thing about ETH shorts getting squeezed is that longs take profit and then it pulls the price back down, and no one is looking to chase for longs, and then it ends up still looking bearish. So we haven't changed the sentiment where people are actually market buying because they're bullish. You get short squeezes, they last for a few hours, maybe a day, two, and then the price drops right back down because the shorts re-enter and longs take profit, and then it starts looking droopy, and then everyone who wants to long is looking at the chart and they're thinking, oh, I'd like to buy ETH at 1,500 or 1,700 or whatever, or 2,000. I'm not interested in just jumping in right now. If ETH was able to find strength and just go up like that, then people will be more interested in buying ETH then, because they'll be looking to buy the pullback. They're looking to buy higher, huh? After they've seen a significant sign of strength, taking the previous high, changing market structure to bullish on a medium time frame. I think then people will be a lot more interested to buy ETH if the price can show that kind of strength. People are more interested in buying higher than trying to catch the lows, because the reason why they don't like to catch the lows is because they're worried that it's going to go lower. That's really what it comes down to. So anyway, we have to see what happens. No one really knows. And then again, when you're looking at the monthly time frame, I have to see how the monthly candle closes actually, and I mentioned that in my Discord yesterday. I'm saying probably we're just waiting for the monthly now. It's the 24th of February, so in 4 days time, monthly candle close. That's going to be Friday, I think. Yeah, Friday. I would like to see ETH close higher than the previous month low. Yeah, on this chart, which is the Binance chart. I'd like to see it close lower, higher, sorry. I'll be looking at some different charts as well, not just the Binance one, but I'd like to see a monthly close above 2,900 for a monthly swing failure on this candle. I think that will give me a lot of confidence that the price is holding and it's not looking to go down. Now, it doesn't mean we can't go down to go back up, but we had a swing failure there, and then the price sold off into it. But now I'm looking for this to do the same thing. I'm looking for it to close higher than that low. I think if it does, we'll probably look at next month being quite a strong green month. I think if we close lower, we could still see a rally. But then depending on how we close, will depend on how strong the rally is and how far it gets. So if we close higher than that low, I mean, you could end up with a bullish engulfing month for April, for March to push through. But if you close lower like that, then the next kind of, you could see a rally, and then basically that's your range just to get up to there. And then that's when people will take profit, and then you could end up, we have to see how that ends, but it's not bullish. It's not bullish if you close lower. And that's something I'll be looking for to see how that closes. And also don't forget that in 4 days time the 2-month candle will close too. And again, here I'm looking for a nice strong close, slightly different type of situation. I think just on first glance you just want it to close somewhere above the top of that candle there, but I think a strong close, and we won't know until it does close, would be like a 50%. Again, it's 2900. Look, see, 50% is 2898. Yeah, so if you close above 2900, then you've got a nice strong close. There's a strong close on the 2-month candle, there's a strong close on the monthly candle, so it's quite a strong close. The reason why you want a strong close, because it's showing you that there's a bullish reaction which is preventing the price from closing lower, and above 50% for me is bullish. Anything underneath 50% for me is droopy. It's not bullish enough, and that would they would correlate, because then you'd also on the monthly time frame you'd be looking for, it'd be a lower close. Now that wouldn't be bullish. If it closed lower, that wouldn't be bullish. Doesn't mean the price won't go up, but it doesn't mean you can't make money. It doesn't mean you can't trade it, but it would set the course for what's to come. So that's kind of what I'm looking for on ETH. There is a correlation between that and where ETH BTC closes. So best case scenario, we get a bullish close on ETH BTC at the end of the month. Again, that would be above the previous month low. On the 2-month candle, I'll be looking for the wick to just be bigger than the 2-month body. Yeah, so just because I don't necessarily think we're going to be able to close higher than the previous candle low, that would be the most bullish scenario. But in this situation, you just want the wick to be bigger than the body. So we'd have to analyze that when that happens. This one's a bit more tricky, because the 2-month, whatever, doesn't look great either. Whatever happens, it's not going to look great. That looks like a swing failure. If it closes red, it looks like a rejection. Preferably greener. Preferably green. It just gives us a chance to go up again. If it's red, you could reject. And the next up, it'll look more bearish if it was red. Green, this looks bearish too for me on this 2-monthly candle. So again, this is the monthly candle. Again, you depending on the reaction, it's the same idea. You want to see a strong close at the end of the month. That will kind of set the course of what's to come. In this context, you could argue anything above there would be fine. I think I just want to see the wick bigger than the body. Yeah. And again, above 50% would be the best case scenario. Above 97,763 would be best case scenario, above the 50 fib. But if the wick is, if the current month wick is bigger than the body, then I think that would suffice in this type of situation for a bullish enough close. If it's just like this and droopy, let's just say we close here. I think this is really bearish. And so the next up would be a sell. You sell into that. You wouldn't buy. You buy to sell, or you wait for it to rise to sell. You wouldn't be looking to take it higher. It'd be very bearish to close that. We look really droopy, huh? If we closed here. So we've got 4 days to go. I'm kind of thinking to myself, you know, Monday dump, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, grind up, maybe with a final pump. Who knows? Like, again, the stock markets and the Russell 2000 have a somewhat important role in what happens. The DXY is looking great, huh? Because potentially you can have a lower close on the monthly time frame. And it's a proper full-on, fully fledged reversal going on there in DXY. So I think generally speaking, I'm pretty pleased with the DXY. Not translating into higher prices or pumpy prices just yet, but rejection from the golden pocket, reversal here, losing the lows here, reversal, potential reversal here on the monthly time frame. Be nice. It'll be nice for the DXY to drop down. How far down would you want it to go? Well, I don't think we're going to crash, but golden pocket, 50 pip, golden pocket for a higher low. So again, I think I don't think crypto is ready to go to the moon. But we might get a pump. We might get a pump to try and bottom out ETH BTC, which is what I'm looking for first. That's kind of my update for today on the majors. And I wanted to have a look at some other things because I haven't looked at them in a while. SLERF. So why is SLERF behaving the way it's behaving? Well, I don't necessarily think the problem is SLERF. I think the problem is obviously something else. What's the problem? The problem is Solana, not really SLERF. But I just wanted to kind of reanalyze the SLERF chart. I'm interested in SLERF. I think whether you disagree with me or not, I think SLERF is a leverage play on spot for Solana. Just because of the way SLERF launched and because of the burnt LP and because of the large liquidity pool, etc., whatever, all that kind of shenanigans that happened at the beginning. The market cap on SLERF is really low now. Look at that, 41 million market cap, 12 million volume. Very healthy volume, very low market cap, fixed supply, all in circulation, no snipers. It's a very unique coin, to be honest with you. I think it's a very unique coin, very unique place in crypto. SLERF has. It's not your typical meme, yeah. So I like it. I like it a lot. I'm really bullish on it, even though it's been dropping like a motherfucker, and it looks like shit. Let's have a look at the markets. So it's got access to a lot of liquidity. So you see here it's on Binance, OKX. This is derivatives, Bybit derivatives. It's got doing quite good volume on different exchanges on derivatives, and it's on spot as well. got quite good volume on spot. Look at that, 5 million. Gate looks like the biggest volume at the moment though, on spot. The great thing about this token is that in the future, if exchanges do want to list this token, they're just going to have to buy it off the market. There's no like private stash which can be given to the exchanges. Oh, SLERF scam. For people who got scammed by this project, make some noise and let us know how evil the team behind the scheme. I think you're gonna get comments like that. I think in crypto, when people lose money, the first thing they're gonna say is scam. And people called Bitcoin a scam, people called Ethereum a scam, people called Solana, you know, people they call everything a scam. With a token like this, there's a correlation between this and Solana. It's not always obvious. But what's effectively happening, or happened, let me just hide all this stuff, is that a lot of people were bullish on SLERF, including myself, but the markets were not bullish. The markets were dumping. The markets were bleeding, they were dumping, they were shitting, they were doing all kinds of stuff. You can't blame any token because of the market. The market, if it wants to dump, people will start selling, and they oversell. So if they're accumulating at 29 cents or 18 cents or 39 cents or whatever, 12 cents, and they see that the price is going down, they panic and they sell. And they sell at market and it pushes the price down. So they oversell. As you get sold conditions. And when the market sentiment hasn't returned back to bullish yet, people aren't buying back in yet. They're not reaccumulating. And so you're going to get this kind of really sluggish price action, thinking this is really bearish. And it is bearish, yeah, because we're putting all-time lows, but the volume is giving me different clues, you know, because you're getting quite good volume. You're getting 12 million in 24 hours for a 41 million market cap token. It's like 29% volume over market cap. It's pretty strong, no? It's pretty strong volume. So there's clearly interest in trading this token across these different exchanges. And so there's definitely room for growth, room for expansion when it comes to this token being picked up by other exchanges, and other exchanges will be looking to expand their portfolios, and they'll be looking at the volume of these tokens. They'll be looking to pick up this token. I would love for certain exchanges like Binance or Bybit, etc., to put this on their spot, because I have spot on SLERF, and you know, I don't want to just, I mean, I like to have it on the exchange so I can kind of use it as collateral too. Can't do that at the moment. So it'd be nice for that to happen in the future. Let me have a look at charts though. The most important thing, it's hard, yeah, you like catching a falling knife. Where do you buy? I think in a situation like this, you kind of have to correlate it with Solana a little bit, because there is a correlation. So let's just go to Solana here. Get rid of the volume here. Get rid of that. You see SLERF's going down, Solana's going down. SLERF was really droopy here while Solana was looking quite good, and then now they're kind of going down together. Actually, it looks like SLERF is going down a lot slower, more gentle. This looks like Solana is more dumpy at the moment. You see here after the launch, Solana was actually looking quite good, kind of going sideways. SLERF was just kind of going down. There was a little bit of manipulation in that drop, because SLERF whales took big shorts and they dumped on the market. I get that, it's true. I think all of that's pretty much cleared out now, pretty much. And what I noticed in the Telegram group just recently, the SLERF Telegram group, is some whale buyers, some whales are buying. See this? It was a day ago or a couple of days ago. Spent $89,000, bought almost $1 million. 185,000 SLERF, 124,000, 192,000, 192,000. Some whales are buying it. 100. So whale is just accumulating here. 193,000, 193,000. Some whale buys, and some whales are buying. Nothing to write home about, but you know, it's a good sign when you start seeing some whales buying. Okay, and in the context of the Solana ecosystem, the market cap is really small. There's a lot of liquidity out there. It would be very easy for some Solana degens to start accumulating and taking a position into this meme coin, where we're at the lows now. So what we're experiencing now is just general weakness on Solana, which is having an impact on every Solana token, you know. So SLERF is not unique. It's not like, oh my god, SLERF is crashing, this is bearish. When you're looking at all of them, all of the Solana shitcoins, let me go to one. Look, Radium. Look at Radium. It's dumping. It's not a shitcoin. Whiff. Look at Whiff. I mean, to be fair, Whiff's been dumping more from the high there down to here. That's an 83% drop. SLERF is 73% drop, 73%. What else is there here? We haven't seen Myro. Let's have a look at Myro. Myro the dog. $87% drop. Yeah, 73. So actually, I think SLERF has been more resilient. And while you're looking at Myro, you're thinking to yourself, well, actually, Myro's just coming back to retest levels. And so this is quite healthy, which it is, in a sense. SLERF is just finding its feet. It's finding the lows. It's finding the floor, effectively. So even though there's no levels to be tested, it's in kind of negative price discovery. We're in a really nice area for accumulation. We don't know where the floor is going to be, but there is some kind of correlation, I think. It's just an opinion, yeah, not financial advice. I'm not telling people to go crazy buy. Do what you want to do. You know, not financial advice, entertainment value. But ultimately, what's happening is that Solana is pulling back, yeah. And so people are looking at Solana and they're going, Solana double top, Solana season is over. We've taken the all-time high 3 times, whatever, this is finished. Solana's finished, now Solana's going down like that. That's what people are thinking, huh? That's why they're selling, huh? But I just don't think that's how the markets work. It's not that straight, it's not that easy to go down when a token like Solana has strong upward momentum and still quite a lot of interest in Solana when it comes to institutions, Solana's ETFs and exchanges still kind of bullish on Solana, despite all the kind of bad press and certain recent bad press and the meme press, the bad meme press, etc. If you think there's a lot of liquidity in the Solana ecosystem, and that's why people are so interested, because it allows tokens like SLERF and small tokens to pump. Now, a lot of the attention's on pump fund, because that's how people can make quick money. But it's all correlated, isn't it? It's all correlated to Solana's strength. So what we're seeing is a little bit of weakness in Solana, but effectively what's happening with Solana is just a healthy pullback. Solana is just coming back to the November 4th, the pump, Trump. See, November 4th here. That's all that's happened. It's just come. A lot of tokens have come back to test the pump, the beginning of the pump, when Trump got elected, when he won the election. That's all that's happening here. That's all that I see. And obviously that's having a negative impact on SLERF. So obviously SLERF has already come back to the Trump pump level and it's lost it. So obviously Solana is going to be stronger in that sense because it's a much higher market cap and much bigger access to liquidity. It's the ecosystem. But it doesn't mean that this isn't a good play. And so I do think on a higher time frame, if you're bullish on something like Solana on a higher time frame, then SLERF is a good play. It's a good higher time frame play. Higher time frame. So I'm talking weeks and months. I'm not talking tomorrow. I'm not talking 5 hours from now. This is going to pump. No. I'm talking buy and hold, accumulate and hold. And eventually Solana will find support eventually. So I don't know where. No one really knows. There's a million ways to analyze the Solana chart. Just looking at very simply how low can Solana go will impact on how low these goes. But I mean, with a token like SLERF, it looks like it's slowing down. Looks like it. In the last 4 weeks, SLERF is down 29%. Solana is down 24%. So there is a little bit of a correlation between that. If Solana wants to go down to the bottom of the range, another 30%, 32%, if it wants to, it could, all the way down to this value area high. Totally do that. Take out these lows. If it wants to, it could. Another 29%. Now, could SLERF go down that much more? It could, but I think because the prices are getting so low with SLERF and the liquidity, people will start buying. You get more aggressive buying at the lows here. Just same with Solana. The lower it goes, the more aggressive the buying you're going to get. So I don't necessarily think Solana is just going to go down like that. Anything can happen in crypto, so I don't know. Excuse me, got a chesty cough. My maggot hat hasn't saved me. Right now Solana's coming into the golden pocket, so this is actually the right place for the price to start trying to find support. That's all it really has at the moment. Have a look at this. You've got this kind of range golden you've got this range point of control, and you're coming into the golden pocket. Golden pocket is always a good place for the price to find support, but it doesn't have to find support there. But you're starting to come to the right levels where the price has found the right ratio to find support. Okay, so it's not going to be a straight line down now. It's going to start slowing down. We're coming into the right territory where the price will start finding support. We've cleared the pump Trump pump gaps. There might be some more gaps here. But we're coming to the right areas where the price could find support. And I don't see why we don't go right back up, honestly. I don't see why. I don't know if it was going to happen today or tomorrow, like I said, but I don't see why we don't somewhere here find support and go right back up. That doesn't mean this has found the bottom, because you know, you go back up, you can always go back down. Yeah, So ultimately, a token like SLERF won't find the bottom until, in the context of a bull market, Solana finds the bottom. But at the moment, Solana has got a nice market structure, it's nice bullish market structure on the higher time frames. Even though we've put in a lower low here, we have just come from an all-time high. And so if you kind of zoom out a little bit and go to higher time frame, we just kind of range bound here at the highs. That's all we are really. If you look at it and zoom out, just ranging it, aren't we? We're just ranging. We just put in an all-time high, but Solana is just ranging, low from low to high, from high to low. If we get a mega breakout in the future into price discovery, then a lot of these altcoins are gonna, these Solana coins are gonna go crazy, gonna go mental. Yeah, but something like this, which has access to a large amount of liquidity, relatively low market cap, no sniped tokens. Generally speaking, the community is bullish, even though you've got a lot of people who are a bit disappointed. But I mean, it's not SLERF's fault. You could argue it's SLERF's fault. At the end of the day, it's just another token, isn't it? A meme coin. So let's just have a look at the SLERF chart anyway. Let's just kind of analyze it afresh. I'm kind of chatting about it. I'm not shilling it. I'm just saying that I'm accumulating. You know, I think it's a play on Solana. Here it says all-time high 137. Now I've made an indication about that in the past. Let's just see where 137 is. It's slightly lower than that wick high there. You know, because I've been using the Bybit chart, I'm kind of inclined to just use that wick high and just forget about the reported values. Just imagine that that's the all-time high. I like to do that sometimes. And naturally now we're in all-time low territory. See that? All-time low, all-time low, all-time low. And the only kind of big relevant level that we have here is the not that one. Probably that one. Is that one. It's the previous all-time low. It's a really important level. Previous all-time low. Let's just say that that level is all-time high. It's slightly higher than the recorded one. The variation in the fib levels are minimal, but I like this Bybit chart. I think it's the best one. Just going to go with it. I could bring that down to 137, but I'm not. So what happens when you do that is it changes the fibs, doesn't it? Because before you've got the all-time low to all-time high. Let me just, for the sake of this example, change that to 1.3. So let me just see what that looks like there. To be honest with you, that is better. It is better to use 137. Only marginally. Just because of the way the price reacts here. I don't think it really matters that much because these levels are always areas more than anything else. Look. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. I'll just use the Bybit high. Now when you go down and you put in all-time lows, the biggest level at the moment that we have is the previous all-time low. That's the biggest level that needs to be crossed. So as soon as that happens, you have some sort of failed auction. And so everything right now is bottom catching, you know, and it's possible to bottom catch. You just have to dollar cost average into the bottom. You're already in a position, and this is a good way to average out your position. not knowing how low this can go, but there is a relation or some kind of correlation with Solana. That will change this fib, because the lower you go now will determine the fib levels on the way back up. Okay, and then it will eventually, when you look at it, when you finally put in the pivot low here, the new all-time low, these fibs will make sense. And so at the moment it is looking like it could make sense here, because you've got the gold, you see the golden pocket here, 618 there, and then you've got some kind of reaction around in and around the 382 there, and the 50 fib there, and then you've got the 2. So eventually, depending on how low you go, it will make sense. The fibs will make sense. I don't know if this is the low. It could go lower, but whenever you do put in the final low, however low you go, these fibs will make sense, and we'll just have to kind of retrospectively look at the final low, the ultimate low, to see where the fibs land. So in the current context, you'd have to kind of adjust this as and when you keep on putting in all-time lows. Hold on a second. I got an alert, so I'm just going to have a look at my phone while I do this somewhat of an analysis. There's no one watching, huh? Oh, John, you're still here? You're here. So we have to see how this plays out, and where the low is put in. Okay, so I think the most important thing is this previous all-time low. And so if and when eventually we do manage to get back above the previous all-time low and kind of flip it into support, then you can see a lot of volume return. And there's volume coming in now, but you get a lot of volume which is going to push this much higher. That's really what people are looking for a sign of strength. So we're not seeing that quite yet. I think if Solana finds strength, this is going to find strength as well. And then the other thing that I'm looking at on this are these kind of trend lines. Here. So we have a steeper trend line here, don't we? So we've got this lower trend line. I don't know if we're going to go all the way down to there, but it's just I've just got it marked as a reference point. So I generally don't like trend lines, but sometimes when you're looking into price discovery in this context to the downside, you do start looking at trend lines a little bit more and trying to kind of match up these lows. Look at that. See that? Match up these lows to see where you're finding a little bit of support. You see we're coming into this kind of support, a little bit of support there off that trend line. And this one, well, this one's an outer trend line. You've got different kinds of outer trend lines. I think the outer one for me is going to be this one, this outer one. I think whenever we do come back up to that, the outer one, this outer one, that will be resistance. Yeah, and that will need to break for an aggressive move to the upside. And then you've got this kind of this downtrend line here, something like that. And you've got a little bit more of a steeper one here, don't you? Just from when it dropped. But it's not really, there's no real kind of easy way to there's no real, yeah, it's not very easy to draw. Let's do it from there. So realistically, what needs to happen now is we just need to break this first trend line, huh? And we're coming into some kind of trend line support here, just off these two lows here. Once you break that kind of downtrend, break, that helps because now this trend line isn't pushing the price down. It'll start, go back down to find support somewhere. And then what you need to do next is you need to break this previous all-time low, flip it into support, and then this is going to start looking a lot healthier. It's going to start looking more like a bottom, looking like a failed auction of the previous all-time low. It's still going to be bearish, so wherever you put in this low here, you still have to contend with a lower high. Wherever we put in the pivot low, it'll be a golden pocket, and in this context, that would be really your target. It would be, in this context, if this was the pivot low now, that would be your target. It will be the golden pocket and this 382 type thing. That would be kind of a real big sell area. Back test of this, the underside of this range, this outer trend line, local golden pocket. That's really what your destination would be if we do start moving to the upside, with some kind of confluence with some kind of higher time frame fib on some kind of impulsive type move to get us to try to turn the momentum around on this, and then you'd be looking to go right back down potentially. So that's kind of what I'm imagining if the market starts to find strength over the next month and a half or two, month and a half. If we do get this pumpy price action to somewhere around there, then I will be looking for another dump, to be honest with you, for another test of the lows. And that's why, because the thing is, you are putting in lows, you are putting in lower highs, so you expect that to continue. You don't expect that to change until it changes. And so you, whatever happens, you're expecting for a lower high next, and then another lower low, and you'll be in this kind of downward wedge type situation until we can actually eventually break the outer trend line, and along with the change of momentum. So the momentum is really strong to the downside. So while I think it's a good token for accumulation on a higher time frame, just because of the Bitcoin, the bull market narrative, and Solana, if you have expectations, or if you think that in the future Solana can reach $900, $600, then there's no reason this isn't going to go up to $1 or higher. In that kind of circumstance, you have to kind of take a higher time frame view. But in the next kind of month or two, if we can bottom here, and this is a big if, I'm not sure if this is the bottom. It is coming to a nice area here where it could be the bottom, could find the bottom. I don't know. I did have this trend-based fib extension. Let me see that. I think that's the first sign, actually, just looking at it. If we do manage to just get back above that 618, which is somewhere around 10 cents, if we can flip 10 cents into support without being able to flip the previous all-time high into support, all-time low into support, flipping 10 cents into support, then I'll be thinking to myself, okay, maybe we can actually go up. And maybe we can get out of here, have a little kind of change of market structure here on the daily time frame. So putting in lows is not necessarily a problem, because it just helps us to change market structure. So right now you put in a lower low, that's your lower high. It's relatively easy to change market structure now, just because we put in a lower low. We just have to go and put in a higher high, high low, higher high, change market structure, then come back down, put in a higher low, and then pump, break through the previous all-time high, and then maybe we've got a chance of pushing all the way up to somewhere around 24 cents. That's kind of where my mind is at right now, assuming that next month crypto pumps. If it doesn't pump, then we're fucked. Everything's fucked. And so this is just one example of what could happen. If we want to go down, it will just go down. I've actually accumulated some more today because of this, where we're at. I had some from before, and I basically tripled my position today. Why not? Dollar cost averaging. And then if we go lower in the future, I'll give it some time. And if we do end up in the future, if we do continue to show weakness and go down to here, then let's have a look. Let me just do a fib retracement, fib extension actually. I honestly think we're at a good level, because it's the 1.272 of this fib extension. So we're at a really good level to find support, to be honest with you, as you can see, and it does kind of correspond with that trend line. But going down lower, I think I'd like to see the price again. I'd be looking for like, this is like bottom catching. I'd be looking for a market structure change first, because you just, who knows, you know, you're just now we're into free fall, so you have to be a little bit more careful with trying to catch free fall. Here it's like a really nice place because of that kind of these lows touching, and this 1.272 on this fib extension from the all-time low to that pump high. So this is actually quite a good place to pick up some stuff. But obviously if you go lower, then we're in free fall, and you just have to kind of be a little bit more patient, have a much higher time frame. Like my time frame on this is multiple months. It's not weeks or days or weeks. Yeah. And so, you know, I'll mess around with derivatives to take profit, but spot plays is the best play here. And just what I showed you on Telegram, there are people, whales are accumulating here. Exchanges are accumulating too, because this isn't on spot on Binance yet. It's not spot on Bybit yet. So it can be very easy for them to buy a large position on spot or accumulate on spot if they want to offer spot holdings to their customers. And they're going to have to do that on the open market. So there's a lot of room for growth here. Just, I think what people need to do is be patient. Yeah, so that's my SLERF play and my SLERF update. Entertainment value only, not financial advice. I'm not trying to pump my bags. I just think it's a really good place to pick up some. I'm not shilling this at the highs. I'm introducing this to you guys at the lows. Yeah. It could go lower. I have no idea what's going to happen next. But, you know, sometimes when you bottom catch it all-time low, make a shit ton of money. Yeah, could be life-changing money. Jean, welcome. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon. Let's have a look at SLERF. So Solana. Solana is crying death. So what else did I want to have a look at? Oh, yeah, ENA. Athena's an interesting token. I like Athena. Athena has really good pump potential. If people are looking for a pumpy token, it also has dump potential too. Nothing is ever straight and easy with crypto, is it? Crypto's never easy. Right. Athena is like it's a cartel token. It's also a token which has been, I think, accumulated by the Trump gang. So it definitely should be one on your radar. It's not a small token. It's a big token. New one, but it's big. You see, now we're coming into the golden pocket. Last week we had a nice weekly swing failure. I like that. Into the golden pocket, I like that. There's a lot of things I like about this. Just on the ratio, just because of the swing failure, there's a little bit of a it's a good place to pick up this token. Yeah, I can't say that it's going to the moon, but I am really bullish on this token. We're coming into some order blocks here as well, some weekly red candles. I'm not saying it's just going to go up in a straight line. It looks really bearish, and that's usually the best time to buy these tokens, when they look really bearish. Yeah, they look like mega bearish, but they're coming to the right places. And so when this does start to pump, it will start pumping like a mental case. It will. I'm just looking at this previous pump. I've got a bit of a sniffle, so apologies for that. There's clearly like some kind of 5-wave Elliott wave move here. It's something like that, I think. It's a bit subjective. There's like one little wave there, A, B, C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe that was the first wave. You could argue that was the first wave. Maybe that was the third wave. You have this kind of this little final wave there. Maybe that's better. It doesn't really matter. It looks like there's some kind of impulsive wave here. And now we're coming into the golden pocket for a pullback. This is a good place. So this is a good place to pick up some. If you're interested, it could go lower. Everything could go lower. But you can see we're finding a little bit of support on the golden pocket here. A little bit of a bullish reaction off the golden pocket. So the reaction gives you an indication of a good place. And there's no reason to think that this is just going to go into a wave 3 impulse. It could, because as always, you could be seeing like a higher time frame corrective type play move like this. Yeah, so it could start impulsing, could totally do that, or it could just go up there to find resistance on the value area high, reject, and come all the way back down for a test of the point of control to fill up all of this volume for a big test at the lows, you know. So there are options, but this is actually quite a good place for the price to find support and go up. And so both ideas are in play. We have had our first kind of impulsive wave, and as long as we don't take this low, We don't invalidate that first impulsive move. Yeah, we haven't actually put in an all-time high yet, so technically still bearish, but it's looking the whole thing looks quite bullish, doesn't it? So I do wonder if we do actually react here and go up to the value area high, which would be 100% increase in value, and then you're going to get people be really bullish looking for higher, but actually if the market then starts to pull back, you could end up with a really impulsive 1 2 3 here, and then you could start bleeding off for an ABC all the way to come back down there. So it's just food for thought. So there's a play here. Obviously the best entry on a token like this would be at the bottom. It's always the hardest entry, the most bearish entry at the bottom, because people are thinking, oh my god, it's going to go down. So I'm interested in this. I'll leave that there potentially. It's an idea. I will actually take a screenshot of that and I will post that on my Discord. The link is below. If you're interested, you're welcome to join. It's free. I do this sometimes. Not financial advice. Never financial advice. ETH, not ETH. Idea. Ideas. This is to the value area. I should post my SLERF update as well. I'll do that as well. I'll post my SLERF chart. .272 extension and right, a couple of updates there. What else did I want to talk about? Let's have a look at my ton token. Yeah. Ooh, I lost my mouse. Where's my mouse gone? I should have ton here. I don't know why I don't have ton. So weird. Huh? Probably not the correct chart to use. Have a look and see which one the correct chart. I've done this before, so I don't know why What the fuck is ton mixer? Ton coin and ton target. Binance has $10 million worth of volume. Binance has perpetual volume. Binance and Gate. Wow, Gate. Yeah, Binance. Well, this is Binance Spot. I guess I should be using Binance perps. Yeah, I've used that in the past. It's a tricky one because we clearly lost the value area. But again, look at where we are. We're at the golden pocket. Capitulation candle. We're finding support in the golden pocket. So it's a good area to find support. Again, in this context, you'd ride it back up to the value area low. It's only a 30% increase in value. Not much, but it's not bad. I do like it because when I'm looking at these weekly time frame candles, we've got a capitulation candle and we've got the last 2 weeks of red, but the last week specifically, you've got this weekly red swing failure of the previous week into the golden pocket. So it just, for me, that shows me that the selling is failing. I'm seeing failure here, and kind of that's what I've got. I created this little indicator to give me that indication that the selling is failing. And so and here the last 3-day candle, you've got this bullish engulfing 3-day candle. So you've got a combination of potentially good candle. We've got a little pullback here. Yesterday we closed higher. Okay, we're getting a pullback now, but I'm kind of longing. I'm like scaling into a long here with an invalidation, quite a wide invalidation at the moment, because we've already had a weekly swing failure. So I'm not necessarily thinking we're going to go back down for another one. It's possible. Not expecting it, but it's possible. I have to reevaluate. I'll be out, but I have to reevaluate in case that happens. Sometimes you can get 2 types of swing failures. I like this at the moment. So because of the area, the golden pocket, because of the swing failure here on the weekly time frame, I'm seeing that the selling is kind of increasing volume, but the price hasn't really gone down. So I do like it. I do like this token. I think the target, whatever happens here, the target will be the value area low. Like, I'm not thinking higher. I'm not thinking moon. I'm thinking that's really your kind of, you're trying to take this over the next month potentially to there. That's kind of what trade I have in mind here. If it pushes higher, then the golden pocket is lining up nicely with the point of control. But I'm not thinking higher because that would be real strength, getting back into the range, getting back into the value area, higher value area. But you'd have to take profit at the golden pocket. So in the first instance, why not just take it to the 50 fib value area low? For me, that's a perfectly good trade from here to the value area low. So I kind of like that idea, and so that's why I'm quite interested in this. Again, I'm going to post this in Discord. Everyone's welcome to join. The link is below. Post that. A few charts for people to gouge on, to consume today. That's kind of all that I'm going to be doing today. I've done my analysis for Bitcoin and everything else. I'm pretty bullish. I'm quite bullish on Bitcoin and crypto. Oh, there you go. There's your first two-hour SFP. I like that. And it looks like MicroStrategy's just bought some more Bitcoin. I'll buy some more Bitcoin, huh? If MicroStrategy's buying, then I can buy some. Oh no, fuck. They can't get all the glory. God, I haven't been well all week, huh? Sucks. Let's have a look. I like my little signals that I've created. Yeah, ETH. Buy some more ETH right now. BTC. That's quite good. Sui. Oh, look at that. Sui is looking fine. Bullish engulfing followed by that swing failure. I like that. I hope for a really bullish week this week. Fuck. I just want us to go up and want us all to make money and never have to worry about money again. Let's have a look at Audi. There you go. You got these nice excuse me. So anyway, I don't really have much more to say. I've kind of said everything that I want to say. If there's anything you want me to have a look at, just chuck it in chat right now. I'll have a look for you. But otherwise, I've looked at the ones that I wanted to look at. I've got a pink MAGA hat. A new color. Pink MAGA. I need to find a tissue so I can blow my nose. Because I'm sniveling like a nutcase. Hold on. Oh, that's better. I can breathe now. I've seen a nice hat. I like it better. Nikodem Kolakowski. It was such a roller coaster. Just wait a minute. What roller coaster are you talking about? The name that I cannot name. The unmentionable name. Or should I name it? I think I know what you're talking about. I don't mind having a look at the chart. I'm just not I'm holding alts. Oh fuck, duck. Alts are a piece of shit. So I just spent a little bit of time on Grok, actually, just creating an indicator yesterday, just typing in create an indicator. You can do that, huh? You can go into Grok, you can ask it to write Pine for you, and you can just go here into Pine and just paste it. Just based on your ideas, you can say, I want this signal, these are the conditions. So I've got this white triangle for bearish and bullish engulfing. I like to see the engulfing candles visually. I just want to see where they are, okay? And then the other candle types that I like are the ones where you get these same colored swing failures. You see here, this is a red This little red arrow indicates a green swing failure here. So it means the green candle went up, had a little swing failure. Again, indicators are never 100%, but they do give you they're indicators, aren't they? You combine them with other things and you could get good entries. It's kind of what I'm looking for when I'm looking for a candle entry, is I'm looking for a same colored swing failure. Now, for a red one, it has to be at the lows. For a green one, it has to be at the highs. And you combine that with a bullish or bearish engulfing, and you can get quite strong moves. So you see here, you've got this. This is a 2-hour time frame. So every time frame has its own kind of little story. They don't always say the same thing. So you kind of have to look at the different time frames. But here, the 2-hour time frame, you can see here on Audi, for example, you've got a 2-hour candle swing failure, followed by a 2-hour bearish engulfing. That's why you get the kind of the double single there. You see, after you get that, it drops like 10%. It's not 100%. So it's just about integrating ideas that you have for what you're looking for a reversal with your kind of your ideas for your risk management and your trading strategies. You know, you kind of combine different. You wouldn't just take one indicator or one signal on its own. You'd combine it, you know, with volume levels or oscillators, overbought, etc., RSI, whatever. You can, and that's kind of how that will give you the confidence to buy and sell at specific areas. So right now I'm just looking at this Audi. I see a little red 2-hour swing failure. So I like that. It's the beginning. And the great thing about swing failures is you have an invalidation, because you're not if this is the bottom, you're not expecting the price to take it out. You're not expecting another one. You can. Double swing failures are actually quite strong, but they don't always happen. Like on this chart, I can't see it happening. Here you get a double swing failure here and you still get stopped out. So you have, the key is to have an invalidation, and that's why I like swing failures, because they give you invalidations. So you know if you're wrong, you don't have to be stuck in a trade wondering if this is going to go up, because you've already had your swing failure. And the higher the time frame, the better, but it's not always, it's never 100%. So you see here we had a daily swing failure here. So you had an invalidation, even though it did take it out, but it went up 23%. Not always the case, huh? So I think you could look. I'm playing with this little indicator of mine that I created. I've got some other ideas which I'm going to integrate into that. To be honest with you, it's not standalone. Right now on the daily time frame, we're looking at potential daily swing failure, which I like. I like that. There's your bullish engulfing. We've come back down to test the base of the bullish engulfing. That's usually what happens. Bullish engulfing candles. So anyway, SPX RTX opens soon. It's probably going to gap. Oh, this is already open. The Russell 2000 is already open. Had a big sell-off on Friday. It could just go back up just to kind of clear the. Usually that's what happens. You see what the SPX had a big sell-off on Friday. Big sell-off. It's coming back into the lows of this range. So I have to see what happens with that. That will determine the rest of the week. Usually, I think just Michael Saylor buying. He just bought a shit ton of crypto, Bitcoin. Let's have a look. $34 minutes ago, 20,000 Bitcoin, huh? They have almost 500,000. This guy's a beast. Beast. It's a beast. Mental. Mental. It would be good if the SPX gaps up. We get a little pullback and then we can find support to go up. I think that's kind of what I'm looking for when the SPX opens. Can't tell what's going to happen because obviously the Russell 2000 isn't giving us any clear clues yet. I mean, Solana's dumped like a mental case, but I do like how SLERF is coming into some kind of unusual support here. So I hope that today that holds, that we do get like another swing failure here. I would like to be right on SLERF, to be honest with you, but I don't know. I mean, it's always possible to just continue week, and then drop another drop. Just because of the momentum, just because it's really poor bearish momentum. And Solana might be experiencing the same thing. All right, I am probably gonna go with my pink MAGA. And I don't know when I'm going to come back next. You never know, I might come back later on today. It depends on how I feel because I'm still recovering. Yeah, have a good day. Cena, thanks for joining. John, Nikodem, Kowalski. Yeah, holding alts is a fucker. It's a fucking big. I've actually kind of restricted my holding to a certain few. I was a bit more kind of diverse, but I saw that a few of the ones I was holding were they just went bankrupt or they went under, and I was like, shit, that sucks. So now I'm just focusing on the ones which I have a lot more confidence in. QuantX is one of them, which is why I talk about it a lot. Really bullish on QuantX. So I've done a video recently, yesterday. I'm really bullish on QuantX. Someone asked me actually on X, they asked me a question about QuantX. What did they say? Sky Dimes. Do you think we'll see QuantX reach $1 in 2025? Nicer. No idea. That's the honest response. No idea. I really don't have a clue. The question will be answered if and when the mainnet is successful and it attracts developers, projects, and liquidity. Then easily. In a situation where you have a layer one and it launches, and then suddenly you get a lot of developers interested, they start developing, they start launching their tokens, launching their projects on this new blockchain, this quantum resistant blockchain, and that starts catching on. And then you get some other projects, they're looking to move from the current blockchain that they're using, whatever it is. They might be looking to move from Solana to another blockchain. Could be Sui, could be S, these are new. Could be QuantX, you know, there are options. So yeah, in that circumstance, there is room for significant growth. And what usually happens is that these projects initially they'll accumulate QuantX en masse, like in large amounts. And that will be bullish. That will be like really bullish market buying. They'll just market buy. And so in that circumstance, if you do get a kind of like a flood of liquidity come into this token, then you could quite easily go up very quickly to hit like $1. Now, by my estimation, I think the volume of QuantX needs to get to about $50 million to justify a $1.7 billion market cap. Yeah. It's kind of how you're going to know. And right now you click at the volume It's only $500,000, isn't it? So you kind of need a 100x in volume at the very least. You need about $50 million worth of volume to justify such a high market cap. You're not realistically going to get a high market cap, sustainable high market cap with low volume, and that's going to be really important. So we have to see how that plays out. But yeah, it's possible. It's possible when the mainnet launches, everything's possible. So that's why this is quite a good token that I'm interested in. It's an accumulation. I'm obviously interested in SLERF because it's a Solana leverage play. Those are the two kind of altcoins that I'm really focused on. Everything else is for trading. I'm obviously interested in ETH because ETH hasn't moved. And it's still the backbone of altcoins ultimately. And the next big move is going to be ETH. I think the next big parabolic hyper move is going to be ETH. I think a lot of people are expecting their altcoins to move first. They won't. ETH will move first. ETH always moves before all the other altcoins, always. Solana's already moved, and so Solana is naturally pulling back. It's giving up a bit of its love. And so with Solana, if you look at the Sol ETH chart, you can clearly see that we've had a rejection from the highs against ETH. And I kind of indicated that. I talked about this. I said this 3-day candle is really bearish, and that's what we're experiencing now, kind of like a bearish rejection against ETH. Doesn't mean it's going to go down in a straight line. I mean, good. Ultimately, this is going to find support at the value area high against ETH. So we're at quite a good ratio now. Looks like we're at the... No, we're not. We're at a shit ratio. There's probably more bleeding here, but I mean, we're at an area now where the price could kind of range for a while before it takes another drop against ETH. But if ETH starts pumping, it doesn't matter, because then if ETH starts pumping, it means Bitcoin's pumping, it means the rest of the market's pumping. So it doesn't necessarily mean Solana's going to go down against USDT. But at the moment, the reason why Solana is feeling so godforsaken droopy is because it's giving up all its gains against ETH. I think a big level against ETH will be the value area high. And we have to see what happens then. That will be a very important test for Solana to see if that holds or not. See. Maybe this point of control. We're at the point of control now, this local point of control now. So that's kind of why we're finding a little bit of support here against ETH. But ideally, what you want is you'd want to see the price find support here. Doesn't mean we're going to go to the moon, because if ETH really wants to pump, you could get that. And it doesn't mean Solana is going to dump. It just means that ETH is pumping and Solana is going flatline, going sideways. All right, guys, I am very happy to stream again with my pink MAGA hat, and we're gonna chat to you later, probably tonight if I can. If I'm not feeling well enough, I'll come on tonight. We'll just have a late night chill, charting and chill. All right, have a good evening. Take care.